We're going to be unboxing a Dogon monkey mask from Mali, Africa, and it was collected someplace between 1930s and 1960s. It's been over a year, been trying to buy this one, and as you know, sometimes when you look at pictures and buy stuff, it turns into being really good. Sometimes not so good. So we're going to have the first look here of a box to come open. Dogon mask. The mask was used at a ceremony called Dama, and it was a memorial ceremony that was held to accompany the dead into the ancestral realm and, as they put it, restore the order of the universe. The Damas takes 6 months to maybe sometimes over a year or so before they can have the ceremony. It's very expensive and takes a lot of planning. At times, some of them have as many as 400 masqueraders, or people wearing masks, that are participating. And when they're done, after a week of celebration, they don't keep the mask, they don't reuse it, they just throw them away. The later ones they ended up selling to tourists, but the ones from back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, they were thrown, and people who would adventure to the mountain area where the Dogon were would find them, but they had been laying out in the open for some time, and this one is one of these very old ones. And as you can see, mask, it laid on its side for a long period of time, and one side is deteriorated. You can still see some of the paint, which is a lot better than the pictures. Set this thing down and get the box out of the way. This is a monkey mask, and they had actually 3 different styles of monkeys. There was the white monkey, the red monkey, and the black monkey. Yet the carvings were exactly the same, but they had different meanings. And some of the meanings are still kind of unknown to the outsiders. They are only shared to the elite of it. It has a nice face. Looks like the hand's been broken off or something, and somebody may have stained it a little bit. Not sure. It's been in collections. This mask has been in collections since at least 1960. The estate it originally came out of, dated, that actually got it, was from he quit collecting early 1960s. And let's see what the inside looks like. Quite interesting. This is a very old mask. One side of it is pretty much deteriorated away. Let's see if I can get far enough back. I didn't bring anything to... This mask is about 24 inches tall. Oh, I'd say 6-7 inches wide. Dates at least 75 years old. What's nice is it's not one of the market masks. There's been lately in the last 20 years with tourists, they do a lot of masks and age them a little bit and sell them to tourists. And even when they have the Dama memorial ceremonies, the masks get used, but immediately, to make money, they will sell them to tourists. And so finding an old one is kind of hard nowadays. What's interesting, the carvers on these were, when they made lots and lots of masks, were not always perfect. If you notice, one of the things I liked about this, on the face, the nose is a little crooked, the eyes are a little crooked. This was roughly carved, and they probably made 300 or 400 different masks. Now, this mask probably used in a Dama and then discarded. But there was also another ceremony called the Baga-Bundo rites, and this was performed by a small, don't want to break it, a small number of masqueraders, and this would be done right at before the burial of a male Dogon member. So this could be part of that. Now, once they make a mask and use it, they don't use them again. Just trying to see here if there is any residue of color on the monkey. In some areas it looks blackish, but that could be from age. Some places look a little reddish. Very stylized. I guess in the terms of artist, the Dogon tended to do a lot of cubic style. Well, this is quite interesting. I'm very happy the way it turned out. It is deteriorated quite a bit on the side where it's laid for some time. And from books I read that dated back in the 50s and 60s, and that it was hard to find a mask at that time period that was not had deterioration, because they only found them laying out in the bush. The ones you see on eBay today, many of them are not actually what I call danced, that actually performed. The only thing that kind of looks a little strange is the paws, which look like broke off and somebody may have darkened them up. A little bit of red paint there. And you can see some of the red and white dots that hasn't deteriorated all the way off. Overall, I'm really pleased with this. And it's a very good item. The Dogon is one of my favorite areas of collecting. They have unusual history. They know or have knowledge about the star Sirius and Sirius B, and there's a third star. And they knew about the stars, and it can't be seen even with a telescope, but we're just getting to the point now that our scientists confirmed there's a Sirius and a Sirius B star, which is a small dwarf star circling the Sirius A, or the main Sirius, and it comes around about every, I think it's 70 years if I remember right, and Dogon people have a celebration at the same time, and they've been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years. Yet our modern science has only confirmed it actually existed, Sirius B, in the last 100 years, and confirmed for sure in the last 60 or 50 years. Yet these people knew about it. There is also some history or stories that they have ancestors that came from Egypt. Anyway, this is Ron Rubel for Rubel's Wanderings, And this is a Dogon monkey mask. I'm not sure if it was a white, red, or a black one. It dates at least probably 1950s, maybe clear back to the 1930s. And it actually was used in what I call danced. Anyway, have a good day. Ron Rubel.